Welcome to the Lucky Health Channel. I'm so happy you've joined our health community today. We're about to explore some truly valuable health knowledge, and I promise your body will thank you for it. If you're new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's like joining our big health-loving family, and a quick like on this video will give us even more motivation to keep sharing helpful videos with more wonderful people like you. Thank you. You know, health after 60 is a lot like a garden that has weathered many seasons of sun and rain. Some plants still stand tall and green, while others have grown weaker and need extra care. Our bodies are the same. Every meal is like a drop of water or a handful of fertilizer. It can nourish that garden or slowly wear it down. And when it comes to our daily choices, meat is one of the most debated topics. You've probably heard hundreds of conflicting opinions throughout your life. Some say eat more meat to stay strong. Others insist eat less meat to be safe. But today's science gives us a much clearer picture, especially once you're past 60. I want you to imagine this. Some types of meat are like loyal companions, quietly protecting your heart, brain muscles, and bones, helping you keep your strength, memory, and mobility for many more years. But there are also types of meat that, no matter how delicious they taste, are like uninvited guests, quietly planting seeds of aging and illness in your body that you'll one day have to pay for. I've seen this story play out over and over with my patients. Some have eaten the same kind of meat for decades, not realizing it was harming them little by little. Others made just one small change in their diet, and within months, they walked more steadily. Their minds became clear, and the smile returned to their faces. So today I want to share with you 6 types of meat people over 60 should eat regularly, and 6 types they should avoid completely. Not to scare you or force extreme restrictions, but to give you the knowledge and the choice, so every meal can be a gift to a healthier, more vibrant, older age. When it comes to meat, most people immediately think about whether they should eat more or less, or whether red meat or white meat is better. But for people over 60, the most important thing is choosing the right kind of meat, because each type carries a very different nutritional signature. Some will nourish your health, protecting your heart, brain, muscles, and bones. Others can quietly trigger inflammation, weaken your joints, raise blood pressure, and speed up aging. If you know how to choose well, you won't just eat tastier meals, you'll live healthier and longer. Today I want to start with 6 types of meat that, based on my many years of experience, people over 60 should include regularly in their diet. The first one, which is both safe and easy to find, is free-range chicken. Unlike industrially raised chickens, free-range chickens are raised naturally, without growth hormones and with very little antibiotic residue. The meat, especially the breast, is rich in lean protein, which helps maintain muscle mass, something absolutely essential because your muscles are the pillars that keep you steady and moving freely as you get older. Free-range chicken is also low in saturated fat, but high in selenium and phosphorus. Selenium boosts your immune system and protects your cells from oxidative damage, while phosphorus supports strong bones. 2 things your body needs even more after 60. If you want to get the full benefits, cook chicken by steaming, boiling, or lightly roasting it with herbs and a bit of olive oil. This way, you keep the flavor intact while preserving its nutrients. Just try to avoid crispy fried chicken skin because high heat can create trans fats, something your arteries and your heart definitely won't appreciate. The second type of meat I always recommend my patients include in their diet is grass-fed beef. You may have heard plenty of debates about eating beef. But the truth is, not all beef is created equal. The difference starts with how the cow is raised. Grass-fed cattle are free to roam in open pastures, eating their natural food grass instead of corn, soy, and industrial feed laced with antibiotics and growth hormones. This alone creates a huge difference in nutritional value. Grass-fed beef contains significantly more omega-3s than grain-fed beef, and it also has CLA, a special type of fat that helps reduce inflammation and support the reduction of visceral fat. This is especially important for people over 60 since chronic inflammation and fat buildup around the organs are two silent factors that slowly weaken your health. On top of that, grass-fed beef is an excellent source of iron in the form of heme iron, the type your body absorbs best, helping prevent anemia, which can cause fatigue, dizziness, and even cognitive decline in older adults. Another big advantage is its high vitamin B12 content in a form that's easy to absorb, even if your stomach acid levels have decreased with age. B12 plays a vital role in keeping your nervous system healthy, supporting memory, and helping your body produce energy. To preserve all that nutrition, cook grass-fed beef to medium rare or medium using moderate heat to limit the loss of B vitamins and avoid creating inflammatory compounds from overcooking. A tender, flavorful, nutrient-packed cut of beef, when chosen and cooked the right way, can truly be a gift for your health in your golden years. The third type of meat I'd like you to consider, especially if you have the chance to find it, is wild game meat, such as venison, bison, or wild boar. These are the kinds of meat our ancestors ate for thousands of years, and the human body was naturally designed to digest and absorb them efficiently. The biggest difference with wild game comes from their lifestyle and natural environment. They roam freely, move a lot, and feed on grass leaves and wild fruits never exposed to industrial feed or chemicals, which makes their meat cleaner, purer, and far richer in nutrients. Wild game is a powerhouse of nutrition with high levels of omega-3s that help fight inflammation and protect heart health. It's also packed with lean protein to maintain and rebuild muscle mass, a key factor in staying agile after 60. On top of that, it contains carnosine, a special compound that helps combat glycation, the process that makes tissues and blood vessels stiff and accelerates aging. This meat is also rich in CLA, which supports fat loss and healthy weight maintenance, and it's loaded with vitamin B12 to protect memory and boost brain energy. I've seen many older patients experience noticeable health improvements after adding venison or bison to their diet. They became more active mentally, sharper, and experienced far less pain from chronic inflammation. If you want to give it a try, start with venison, which has a mild flavor and is easy to cook. The secret is to cook it slowly at moderate heat to keep it tender and preserve its nutrients. This is not just a delicious meal, it's a way to give your body a pure natural source of energy that nature intended for us. The next meat I want to mention is turkey breast. Many people only think of turkey during big holidays, but in reality, it's an excellent food to include in your weekly menu, especially for those over 60. The reason is simple. Turkey breast is one of the purest sources of lean protein you can find. Just a small serving gives you plenty of protein to maintain and rebuild muscle mass, something your body at this age always needs. Losing muscle doesn't just make you weaker, it also increases the risk of falls, fractures, and losing your independence. Another great thing about turkey breast is that it's very low in saturated fat, making it much more heart-friendly than many types of red meat. It's also rich in B vitamins, especially niacin and B6, which play a vital role in nourishing nerve cells, keeping your brain sharp, and supporting memory. Research even shows that B6 helps regulate serotonin, the happiness hormone, which can stabilize mood and lower the risk of depression in older adults. I often advise my patients to choose fresh turkey breast skin removed and cook it simply, roasted, steamed, or lightly pan-seared with herbs and olive oil. Avoid pre-processed turkey or deli meats as they often contain high levels of salt and preservatives. A plate of tender, fragrant turkey breast served with steamed vegetables or a fresh salad is not just a delicious meal, it's a gift to your health, helping you stay strong and mentally sharp well into your golden years. A familiar name that has never lost its value in the list of golden foods for those over 60 is wild-caught salmon. This is a special gift from the ocean, not only delicious but also rich in rare pure nutrients. Wild salmon is packed with clean, high-quality omega-3s, something the aging body greatly needs to fight chronic inflammation, a root cause of joint pain, degeneration, and many heart diseases. Omega-3s are also food for the brain since nearly 60% of the brain is made of fat. Getting enough of them can help improve memory, sharpen focus, and even lower the risk of depression, a challenge many older adults face as they enter retirement or a slower pace of life. Beyond that, omega-3s and other nutrients in salmon help nourish the retina, keeping your eyes bright and your vision stable for longer. The key is choosing the right kind. Wild salmon swim freely, feeding on plankton and small fish, giving them their natural pink-orange color and superior nutrition. In contrast, farm salmon are often confined, fed industrial pellets, and their flesh is artificially colored, which significantly reduces their health benefits. I often suggest baking wild salmon at a moderate temperature, seasoning it lightly with lemon, garlic, and herbs, or steaming it to lock in all the nutrients. A tender, naturally sweet, and energy-rich piece of wild-caught salmon is the perfect blend of flavor and health, helping you not just live longer, but live better every single day. The final meat in this group of 6 that I recommend for those over 60 is grass-fed lamb. This meat has a distinctive flavor, tender sweetness, and rich nutrition, making it especially suitable for older adults who need to boost energy while protecting long-term health. Grass-fed lamb is high in conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, a natural compound that helps reduce visceral fat and fight joint inflammation effectively. For people in their later years when fat tends to accumulate around organs and silent inflammation happens daily, CLA is truly a valuable ally. On top of that, lamb contains much more zinc than many other red meats, which plays a key role in cell regeneration and strengthening the immune system. It's also an excellent source of vitamin B12, which can improve memory, reduce fatigue, and support the production of red blood cells to keep your body energized. I've seen many patients, after adding lamb to their diet alongside light exercise, regain stamina and mental clarity they thought were long gone. The best way to prepare it is by roasting or slow braising so the meat stays tender and flavorful. Pair it with anti-inflammatory vegetables like carrots and celery, and you'll have a dish that's not only delicious but also deeply nourishing from the inside out. Choose the right source and cook it with care, and you'll likely feel a noticeable difference in your health in just a short time. Now that we've talked about the kinds of meat that nourish your heart, brain, muscles, and bones, we also need to look honestly at the dark side of the menu. The types of meat people over 60 should limit as much as possible or even avoid altogether. Because no matter how delicious they are, if they're loaded with inflammatory compounds, bad cholesterol, or toxins from processing, they can quietly wear down your health, increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, memory decline, and shorten your lifespan. I've met many patients who thought a little bit won't hurt, but over time, that little bit added up to a big problem. Good health after 60 doesn't just come from what you add to your diet. It also depends on what you have the courage to take out. And at the top of the avoid list is industrially roasted duck. Ducks raised in industrial farms often have much higher levels of saturated fat and bad cholesterol compared to free-range ducks. On top of that, during processing, they're often injected with water or treated with artificial coloring to make them look more appealing. When roasted at high heat, the fat and skin of the duck produce AG's harmful compounds that speed up the aging of your blood vessels and connective tissues. For older adults, especially those with heart disease, this combination is dangerous. It can raise blood lipids, push your blood pressure higher, and put a heavy load on your heart. I once saw a patient who kept a habit of eating roasted duck just once a week, and after a few months, his test results showed a sharp spike in bad cholesterol levels. If you enjoy duck, choose free-range duck instead and cook it by boiling or steaming, removing the skin and fat so you can enjoy the flavor while still protecting your heart. The second type of meat I want you to pay special attention to is bacon and sausage. I know the aroma of sizzling bacon in the morning or the savory bite of a hot sausage can be hard for anyone to resist. But speaking as a doctor, I have to be honest. These are the dangerous charmers on the dining table, especially for those over 60. Bacon and sausage fall into the category of processed meats, which contain high levels of nitrites and nitrates used for preservation and color. Once inside the body, these compounds can transform into nitrosamines, chemicals proven to increase cancer risk. And it doesn't stop there. The processing and high heat cooking also create AG's compounds that accelerate the aging of your blood vessels, skin, and connective tissues. They're also loaded with saturated fats, often paired with oxidized fats, which can contribute to a higher risk of atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, heart disease, and even memory decline due to reduced blood flow to the brain. Some studies have shown that regularly eating bacon or sausage may increase the risk of colorectal and stomach cancer. I have treated many older patients who kept the habit of starting their day with a few slices of bacon or a sausage, and after some time, their tests showed higher inflammation markers, cholesterol, and blood sugar levels. If you truly love the flavor, make it an occasional treat instead of a daily habit, or switch to healthier alternatives like seasoned pan-seared mushrooms, which are just as tasty but far kinder to your heart and longevity. The third type I really want you to think twice about before putting in your shopping cart is processed ground meat products like packaged meatballs, frozen hamburgers, or those tubes of pre-seasoned ground meat. On the surface, they look convenient and time-saving. But after years of working with older patients, I can tell you that convenient can sometimes be a double-edged sword for your health. The biggest problem lies in the quality of the ingredients. These products are often made from lower grade cuts of meat, sometimes a mix from different animals, and have been frozen and thawed multiple times. This process not only destroys much of the nutritional value, but also creates a perfect environment for harmful bacteria to grow. On top of that, to keep them moist and extend their shelf life, manufacturers often add phosphates, MSG, artificial flavors, and a very high amount of salt, which for people over 60 can be a real burden on the heart, kidneys, and bones. Just one serving of processed ground meat can contain over 1,000 lums of sodium, which is almost half of the recommended daily limit. High salt levels combined with inflammatory additives speed up the aging of blood vessels and connective tissues, making the body wear out faster. I've seen many patients who simply by eating packaged meatballs and hamburgers a few times a week showed noticeable increases in blood pressure, blood fat, and inflammation after just a few months. If you enjoy ground meat, buy fresh whole cuts and ask the butcher to grind them right there or grind them yourself at home. That way you know exactly what you're eating. You can control the seasoning, and most importantly, you're giving your body truly safe and healthy nutrition. The fourth type of meat to avoid is cold cuts and processed meats, like ham sliced sausages or other prepackaged deli meats you find at the supermarket. I understand that for many people, these are a quick and easy choice for breakfast or lunch. Just open the package and they're ready to eat. But behind that convenience is a long list of health risks, especially for those over 60. These meats usually contain a very high amount of salt to keep them from spoiling, along with nitrites and nitrates, which give them that attractive pink color and preserve their flavor. Once inside the body, especially in the acidic environment of the stomach, these compounds can turn into nitrosamines, a chemical proven by science to increase the risk of cancer, particularly colorectal cancer. For older adults whose digestive systems and cell repair abilities have already slowed down, that risk becomes even higher, and it doesn't stop there. The high salt and preservative content in cold cuts can raise blood pressure, put extra strain on the heart, and fuel chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside the body. It makes joints ache more, slows mental sharpness, and drains energy faster. I've seen many older patients who kept the habit of having a ham or sliced sausage sandwich every morning, and after just a few years, they were dealing with high blood pressure, bad cholesterol, and digestive problems. If you love sandwiches, a healthier alternative is to cook your own chicken, turkey, or lean meat, then slice it up to use. It's still tasty, still convenient, but your body will thank you for avoiding one of the silent culprits that can shorten your lifespan. The fifth type of meat I always advise people over 60 to limit as much as possible is the classic hot dog. I know it's a food tied to many fond memories, from family gatherings to backyard parties. But from the perspective of someone who's been in medicine for many years, I have to be honest, behind that tasty, fragrant casing lies a lot of hidden health risks. Most hot dogs are made from low-quality, leftover meat, including fatty tissue tendons and even connective tissue mixed with salt, preservatives, and flavorings. Just one hot dog can contain up to 500 milliliters of sodium, and most people eat at least 2 in one sitting. That means the sodium intake easily exceeds recommended limits, putting significant strain on the heart and kidneys, especially for anyone with high blood pressure or heart disease. The more serious concern is the nitrites and nitrates used to preserve hot dogs. When cooked at high temperatures, especially grilled or fried, they can form nitrosamines, a compound proven to increase the risk of cancer, particularly colorectal and stomach cancer. For older adults whose DNA repairability has already declined, this damage is even more harmful. I've had patients who kept the habit of eating hot dogs every week, and over time their inflammation markers and blood fat levels climbed while their stamina noticeably dropped. If you enjoy that kind of flavor, try making your own sausages from fresh chicken or turkey, seasoning them naturally and cooking them at moderate heat. It's safer and gives you peace of mind knowing exactly what you're putting into your body. The sixth type of meat that people over 60 should seriously think twice about eating is salted smoked pork, often called ham or smoked pork. With its distinctive aroma and rich, sweet, salty flavor, it's easy to see why many people can't resist it. But in reality, it carries significant health risks, especially for a body that's already in the aging stage. Smoked pork contains high levels of nitrites and nitrates, which are used to preserve the meat and give it that appealing pink color. Once inside the body, especially in the acidic environment of the stomach, these substances can convert into nitrosamines, a compound the World Health Organization, WHO, has warned can cause cancer, particularly colorectal and stomach cancer. That's not all. Ham typically has a very high salt content. For older adults, especially those with heart disease or high blood pressure, excess salt increases the risk of heart failure and stroke. And while the smoking process creates a tempting flavor, it also produces compounds that promote chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation not only causes joint pain, but also weakens the immune system, making the body more vulnerable to illness. I've had patients who kept the habit of eating just a few slices of ham with bread each day, and after several years, their heart health noticeably declined and their joints became more painful. If you enjoy this food, let it be an occasional treat and prioritize fresh meats cooked at home. That way, you can still enjoy the taste while protecting your health for the years ahead. The message I want to leave you with is this: after the age of 60, every choice you make at the table carries more weight than ever. The meat you eat isn't just about basic nutrition. It's a deciding factor in how fast you age, how strong your heart, brain, muscles, and bones remain. Choosing the right meat is an investment in steady steps, a sharp mind, and the ability to live independently for years to come. Base your choices on scientific evidence, not just old habits or personal preferences. Limit processed meats that are high in salt, preservatives, and additives. Instead, go for fresh, clean, nutrient-rich meats prepared gently to keep all their goodness intact. Because at this stage of life, the goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live healthier, happier, and to savor every moment to the fullest. Choosing meat wisely is one way to add years to your life and life to your years. And that's everything I wanted to share with you today about the meat choices that can help keep your body strong, your mind sharp, and your steps steady for many more years, as well as the types to avoid so you don't unknowingly shorten your own life. In the end, good health doesn't come from one big decision made once in a lifetime. It's built from the small choices we make every single day at the table in the kitchen and in the way we treat our bodies. If you found today's information helpful, take a moment to hit like and subscribe so we can continue meeting in future videos. I'll be sharing more real-life stories and practical, easy-to-follow knowledge so that with each passing year, you're not just living longer, you're living healthier and happier. Thank you for staying with me until the very end of this video. I wish you and your family good health, peace, and an abundance of vitality. See you again in the next valuable videos. This video is for reference purposes only. Please consult your doctor before applying any of the information shared.